Oh, you're picking out your Game of the Year of 2022? You're not going to like what I have to say. You're not going to like what I have to say.
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
I hope that things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. I am Lord Gamerman of the Lounge, here coming at you with some not so pleasant news. Now, during my timelines on working on videos from left and right, this and that, figuring out technical difficulties and kind of moving forward with I'm getting started on my New Year's resolution early. And my New Year's resolution for 2023 is basically reevaluate technology, find out what tech needs to be upgraded, find out what fallen technology needs to be replaced, and yeah, it's gonna be heck of a maintenance-related shenanigans thing. It is the way that it is, but anyway, with that totally said. Now, during my timeline on working on videos, figuring out videos, doing some tech reevaluations from left and right, and there's been a lot of stuff that has been going on, and I have paid attention and paid mind to the news. Every time I take a window of time to jump in and figure out what the hell's going on with the world. Now, I did make predictions that, okay, the censorship is going to go bad and get worse. I'll more into that later. But, however, I did say that I may not do a Game of the Year of 2022, or top 5 games of 2022, pardon. As a matter of fact, I may not be able to do the top 5 games of 2022, and I don't think I might be able to do that for 2023 because of how bad games have gotten, or how bad games will get. Fast forward to now, and boy, oh boy, there is no way in hell that you're going to be able to find your best games of this year. And the same thing will be the case for next year. And even though if you do find your Game of the Year of 2022 and you made your pick for the Game of the Year of 2022, let me ask you a question. Are you really sure? Because it's getting really, really hard to trust games. Like today, you're having to basically do a whole lot of investigating and a whole lot of research on the game before you decide to buy it, because there's been new things after new things after new things to definitely worry about when you invest in a game. Okay? Because here's the thing. We're kind of dealing with localization related situations. I've seen that happen. I've seen this show up in my thing, and I have seen comparison screenshots on my Twitter feed of games, comparing the Japanese version in Japanese language compared to the English localization version. It's not pretty. Because here's the thing, you're having to do all this extensive amounts of research and investigating into games, because here's the thing, it's not just costing money, even though the increased price is $70, right? Well, guess what? It's not just costing money, it's also costing your hours, it's also costing your time, and it's also costing space on your hard drive, or actually solid state drive. Everybody should be on a solid state drive, as a matter of fact. Yeah, you're going to want to upgrade yourself to a solid state drive pretty soon. I'm telling you right now. Traditional hard disk drives, they're doomed. Alright, that's the thing. But then again, unless we're talking about like data storing, like, oh yeah, have like a bunch of servers where you store a bunch of videos and store a bunch of stuff, or have your own cloud thing, or have your own version of Netflix, whatever it may be, okay. It is the way that it is, but yeah. And not just storage, but it's also costing, if your internet service provider has hit you up with a data cap, it's going to cost a portion of your data cap. Okay, that's the thing. And that's the thing, you're wasting gas if you're having to go get it physically, if you're looking to get a physical collector's edition, things are just... And yeah, because games today... Because here's what's going on. Creative freedom has taken quite a hell of a nasty blow, and it's got hit bad. I'd said creative freedom is a big damn deal, but here's the thing. Creators, developers, they have very little room for creativity because their creative freedoms are getting way more limited than ever. Okay, it's the guys in suits jumping on them, getting them to rush their game or have their $60 game paywalled like it's a free-to-play game. And if it's not the guys in suits jumping on you, it's basically Crusaders, censor mobs, antis, or Karens going after you too because you made a female character too attractive, or you made a game that's too much focused towards entertainment, or it fails to meet someone's checkbox and somebody flipped out and then raised hell. Okay, that looked goofy. We should have just stopped that, raise hell over it. Yeah, I know. Also, combine some video game preservation, taking quite a beating too, and there's a lot of anti-consumer stuff that's been going on and happening. Yeah, take all that, you combine them all together, gaming's really not in that very good state. Like in a previous video, I said to people that if you're looking forward to having your first console for Christmas, you better hold off. You better hold off from gaming, and if you're impatient, I would just go retro, or I would get a Switch. Now, if you want to get into gaming, you're going to want to get a gaming computer. A gaming computer is absolutely an essential when it comes to gaming. Okay, I'm getting the parts to build a new one. Okay, it's going to have updated parts. The hard disk drive is going to get swapped out with a solid state drive because, traditional hard disk drives are going to be done because Microsoft's looking forward to have that done. So why is all this happening? Well, there's that other elephant in the room, okay? Yes, there's the one that got us bound to our homes because reasons back in 2020, okay? And then you have the stock situations, the semiconductor shortages, there's that, but there's also, here's where I finally bring that up, it's the escalated tensions in various areas. Moral, political, corporate/business, far more, and it's been ongoing since last decade. And it's gone far worse than ever. And because of this, alongside this ongoing rat race to create the biggest crap show of the year, going on more and more frequently, especially every year, alongside that, you're also going to have your Karens, Kevins, Kyles, the worst, the extreme, and the, oh boy. It's like, combine that together, we're having to be careful of everything we do. Indoor, outdoor, in the comfort of our own home, okay? Like grocery stores. Like, you have to stay out of everybody's way. You have to make sure nobody isn't nosy on you, okay? Nobody isn't nosy on you. And you have to basically not ask the employee stupid questions like where what is, because that's going to basically hold back time for people to identify empty stock. And not only that, you can't stick around that grocery store for too long, because here's the thing, okay? People are going to be like, hey, I got my booster, I got my stuff, I don't have to worry about any flu or influenza, especially that big one that I can't talk about, otherwise YouTube would bitch and lose their shit. Okay? Alright, there's the... I got it, but then the next thing you know, I go open up my TikTok, and on my For You page, I see people running for their lives in a mall. And the latest TikTok post that I saw was people running for their lives at a Six Flags. And then I heard a story about how one of the fair rides malfunctioned, very dangerous, and it led to a severe tragedy. I'm not going to get into details, but yeah, it's not pretty. So when you have all this crazy stuff, and then you have one thing happening after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, because the hits keep coming, guess what's going to happen? Your indoor activities are outdoor, and your in-home activities are going to be severely affected, okay? Because, yeah, either through a domino effect where everyone gets affected or other. And, like, a lot of stuff is, even the basic human stuff that we need to do is becoming less and less possible. You want to get a full 8 hours of sleep or an extended 10 hours of sleep? Good luck even trying to get that full 7 hours of sleep or that 8 hours of sleep. Good luck! And this is where forms of entertainment, meaning music, books, comics, anime, manga, and yes, we're finally segueing back, video games. Yes, we're finally back to the video games. Throughout 2022, I ended up relying a lot on gacha games like Azure Lane, Genshin Impact, Action Taimanin, Counterside, okay, alongside retro games, the remasters, re-releases, Evercade, traditionalist retro game collecting, whatever solution possible. And our constant go-to game of the month has been constantly Genshin Impact, Azure Lane, Action Taimanin, the same thing. And I was like, yeah, when I go through October and November, oh yeah, my go-to games for those 2 months are going to obviously be Genshin Impact, Counterside, Azure Lane, because I'm trying to find something new to play. Also, on top of trying to deal with technical related difficulties, like, with all this stuff combined alongside, if you don't have a third hobby, I suggest you do. I'm like, alright, just alongside the gaming, what I am going to go ahead and do is that at periods of time, I'm going to go build a computer. Okay, the very minute I'm done building my new computer, as soon as I'm done going forward, I'm going to be going around here, taking the current build that I have that has already, by the time I have my new PC swapped out with my old PC, I'm going to take my old PC, figure out what the hell's wrong with it, and then upgrade the parts, get the new parts, get the new graphics card, get the new motherboard. I may have to get a totally different build, or I may have to find a case that's similar, a brand new case, replace all the fans, and then basically add in like a little front, because there's like a drive bay. Instead of like having a Blu-ray drive, have like a front panel thing where you could have like Type-C, so that way that Zalman Z9 Neo case that I have for my current build can basically finally come with a Type-C. It's just that it had to be, my Type-C solution had to be installed through Drive Bay. It is the way that it is. But anyway, enough dragging on and on about my PC building adventure, alright? But here's the thing. It's going to be a situation. It's going to be much harder for you to find a Game of the Year of 2022 and decide on what's going to be your Game of the Year on 2022. Okay? And it's going to be the same thing in 2023 as things get really, really bad. Because I'm going to tell you right now, with everything going bad the way that it is this year, don't get me wrong, I will review 2022 when I do my New Year's special. But it's going to be the same rodeo from 2022 next year. And you're not going to be able to find your Game of the Year of 2023. And it's going to be just like that one time I got pissed at Genshin Impact. I was like, dang it, there's other games and other characters I can roll for, or hey, I don't even have to even roll for them in a gacha. I go on this journey, and the journey takes me back to Genshin Impact. Here we go. It is what it is. Look, the point here is that things are just not as great as they were back in the good old days. And those good old days are coming in long and gone. And as things get the way that it is, like, gaming is not going to be the same. Gaming is going to be in this not so pleasant state, and it's going to be like this for next year, and it could go very worse, okay? As a matter of fact, I'm preparing up ahead just in case. I'm not going to say anything so I go and accidentally jinx something, or I risk accidentally jinxing something, but alright, get some more retro games, retro re-releases, get that new computer built, get that dealt with, and whatever ends up, if things get worse the way that it is, and it's going to be much more harder, as a matter of fact, much more worse finding the best game of 2023, then I guess I'm stuck to the daily, weeklies, and dailies of my gacha games, and I have retro games to get a hold of from left and right. It is the way that it is. It's just, boy, it's not pretty. Anyway, with that totally said, that is all I gotta say. That is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. This is a video product made by a fellow gamer man. We hope that you enjoy the content, and we also hope that you enjoyed the shenanigans. We'll be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. Heyo!